everybody, one of Wiisdom here, Monday, December 11th, 2017. It is 10:37 p.m. and we've got some more issues here. Where we left off, we've got the unexplained incident of our tech brawler that we need to use to document the tech elemental powers having unexplained superior stats, and I can't figure it out, and so my thoughts were, well, hey, let me come in here. I tested it the other day, and even though it's on my same profile, you know, save slot 3, which I skipped 2 and 4 for whatever reasons, I just picked 1 and 3. I've got this world here. We're basically to a point, I think where we actually need to go is Mushroom River, and luckily I have access to the battle arena. Yeah, Mushroom River is where we need to go. But as you can see, stuff is locked down. Can't even get into Fizzland. When we come out of this arena battle and come over here to test level 5 damages, Flynn will be talking to us. It is not ideal, but again, it's something that I needed to do. So my thoughts were, well, hey, let's just go ahead and test this out with the Undead. Undead, our first ever Imaginator was Sir Skellington. He's level 23, so we can't really use him. It didn't really dawn on me that I'd never done the Undead Elemental Powers until it was mentioned, and the plan was to do it with the Sentinel. We created Dracula, right, for kind of a Halloween deal. I made him a Sentinel. I kind of thought it fit with like Vlad the Impaler type of a vibe was my logic. And of course I can't fully do that because we don't have the Soul Gem, which we get in the Lair of Chaos, which is why I haven't leveled him up, which is why we haven't done the Undead Powers. So I was thinking, okay, I can create another one, but my thoughts were, what if that skews things even more? And so the other night I came in and my nephew, BlackPants, the Walkthrough King, however you may know him, he mainly does Minecraft now. But around the time of launch last year with Imaginators, he was over and I said, hey, you wanna create a Skylander? And he decided to make Harambe. And that is what you see here. This was very, very, very early on. I had very few parts. It's basically, it does kind of look like, I mean, with what we had to work with, I think he did pretty good. If you want to see the video, it is on his channel. But I have you here at level 4 for a reason, okay? When he created Harambe, okay, he came in and he had him set up the way he wanted him, and with the limited armor we had at the time, he equipped the Squire's armor and the Squire's greaves, of course, decked out in black. There's something very strange that happens here. So, as you can see,
now make me bigger, stronger, faster.
This is Harambe that he created. He is an undead brawler. He has no gear on right now. And I want to showcase this as well because it's also important. What I'm currently using, what I just finished testing, if you will, was wait. I skipped one, didn't I? No. Okay, I did not. It's Contagion that I'm excited about that we'll get to see next time. But he's set up with Boxer, which you should be familiar with. Soul Stealer, which is extremely unique. I love it. And then currently Megaton Punch. So I'm going to show these to you. Okay. X button. And every time I come out of the pause menu, it does that, which is the after effect of Wave Fist, which I don't even have selected right now. That's a tertiary attack, secret technique. That is the first one, right? Which is Megaton Punch. Okay. And then the primary attack, it's going to look like this. It's Boxer. Note that it's really fast, really quick firing. 29, 52, basically are the numbers you need to know. And then our elemental attack, which is Soul Stealer, looks like that, right? So, I mean, that's pretty unique, is it not? Now, I want you to pay attention here. I'm going to come over here, which again, this does take a little bit of time because this is level 1, so you can't skip the dialogue of Chill, which I love, but you can't skip the dialogue of Chill Bill and Broccoli Guy. And it just kind of slows everything down. Like, if this would work fine in my normal save file, we would have been done. I would have recorded this and we'd be doing the tech one and I'd have it waiting to edit, basically. But we can't. So, but look how Harambe dwarfs Buzz there. This right here, you can't skip, which I don't know why you would, because it's awesome, but one scenario where you would skip it is if you're like me and you're in a hurry. I want to showcase something though. Do you notice anything different about Harambe?
We got the Skyland.
Let me do this. He put his gear back on. Okay. He put his gear back on. Now I'm going to do nothing else. We're going to back out of here. And, oh, I just hit the B button on accident from backing out. And if you're thinking, oh, hey, that's Soul Stealer, right? That cool thing you just showed us? Well, it was, but it's defaulted to Tombstone Timber, which is what my nephew set this guy up with when we created him. Boxer that was doing the quick 29s and 52s, he's now a bruiser. Okay. And then the tertiary attack, look at that. We're doing the dashing uppercut instead of the megaton punch, which I'm fine with, but again, that is not how we entered this mess. I can't explain why that happens. I don't know why it happens, but every single time it does. And it's kind of weird. That's level 5. Cool. You know what? Let me take this while we're here. Alright, so now check this out. We will come in, and we're going to return to the map. And I've caught this. I could not figure out why the stats were increasing on this guy. And then I realized, I'm like, wait, he's got his gear back on, because you're not sitting there thinking, you can't really tell. It blends in, right? But I finally pieced it together. So the health is 490. That's going to be accurate. You're gaining 35 each level up, starting with a baseline of 350. But look at this. He's got his frickin' Squire gear on. So I'm going to come in here. This is what I do every single time now. We go to look. We go to gear. We come into arm guards. There it is. Squire's armor. We're going to pull that. And then leg guards, we're going to come in and we're going to take Squire's greaves off and go to nothing. So we can actually and accurately document this. So 18, 6, 10, and 12. Now, what bothers me is he had different numbers than our de facto brawler. So I'm going to scroll back up. 18, 6, 10, and 12. Okay? That is not what I had with my air brawler or my earth brawler. They were 23, 6, 20, and 12. I don't understand it. I can't make sense of it. Air and earth brawler had the exact same everything all across the board. 29 to 44 on boxer, right, for level 1. You come down here to my undead Harambe. He was 28 to 42. I don't know. I can't explain it. I didn't design the game. I don't know the intricacies behind it. I just know that CRUD isn't matching up, and I don't know why. Right? So that is our issue now. And what I'm going to do, I guess... Oh, and then this will trigger.
I'm just watching Sharp Fins.
Like I said, this is just kind of a hindrance, if you will. But I guess I'm going to come in and fully document the level 5 stuff. I would do it with you, but it would take longer. And I have really not had the time. I really honestly shouldn't be doing this tonight. I've got other things to do and need to be sleeping more than I'm currently getting for the little return that you get in terms of views and or subscribers. Because like I said, the money's been gone for about 4 years now. But I can't explain this, and it bothers me, because all I want is a virgin baseline. All right, I want everything to be the same. This is why I thought I was going to have to create like 100 different Imaginators, because I thought, what if there's a magical combination? You know, what if, you know, things change? And then I tested it with a couple of them, and again, air and earth brawlers early on, and then what everyone said was like, well, hey, you know, it's always the same. You know, you're just going to have variations in your elemental powers, which is to be expected. And so it's like, cool, you know. And now I don't know what has happened, and I don't know if any of my numbers are skewed. All I can tell you is I've documented everything faithfully. So let's say that Sergeant Rock, my earth bazooker, has superior statistics than if I were to go buy a PlayStation 4 and set it up in a trailer house in the middle of nowhere with a brand new save file. If the Sergeant Rock is +2 in every statistic, okay? All I can tell you is I've documented it faithfully on my end. I have no reason to bump the numbers up. I have no reason to trouble myself and make things more complicated than they already are. So could some of these be different? Apparently so, because I'm seeing inconsistencies now this late in the game. Basically, we just have Undead Elemental, Tech Elemental, and then our, Sentinel secret techniques and weapon powers to fully document everything out. And we should be done at that point in time. So it's a little unnerving to find problems here this late in the game, if you will. But I have no clue what the tech brawler's doing. My plan is to come in here, just like I've done with Harambe, and go through this with him. If it's skewed, it's skewed. I don't know how, I don't know why. I just know that these numbers should be more faithful to what I've experienced with Virgin save files and brand new Imaginators than if I were on my primary save file where we play through the game, because it gives him significantly superior stats for reasons that I and none of you can explain. Right? So that's where we're at, and it's weird, and I don't know why. The brass knuckles, again, that's just default. That's everybody's got it, and I just leave it. Whatever de facto buff you have from the factory when you create the battle class, that's what we do. But I don't know. I don't understand it. But I do know that I like these Undead Elemental Powers. I have no idea why, but when I created Sir Skellington, I've just loved the Tombstone timber so much, I never really thought about changing it, I don't even think. So, but we've got one more. I've yet to see Contagion. You know what? Let's do that together here.
Now make me bigger.
Powers. Dun dun dun. This is it. Press B to release a contagion that spreads around your enemies. This is my first ever time. Oh, that's not quite what I pictured. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Okay. You saw it. I'm going to go and document everything here, including counting the number of times 19 appears on my screen. I'll come back in. Again, we're only focused on the elemental powers here for this undead character. Again, big thanks to my nephew for making this dude. I actually do have 2 unused undead crystals, and I think I bought... The one I bought, I think I have 3, because again, so many of the things I have in my head tie in well with the undead element. So we're by no means done creating Skylanders, but the good news there is once I have everything documented, I'm not doing that again, because things are getting weird now, and I'm crunched for time, and it's inconsistencies that are unexplainable. It's not like, oh, well, duh, you put the special helmet on, the tech brawler. It's just like, why? Why is he +5, +10? I don't know. But anyway, and again, if it wasn't plus attack, it would be fine. We could just be like, well, he's going to be a little quicker, and I don't know why. But when the attack statistic is the one that's bumped, it's a problem. So I'm going to stop here. I'll go through, log everything at level 5 except for the soul gem, which I don't have access to on this save file. Which is kind of annoying, but we've already documented it multiple times with our other brawlers, so I'm going to get everything taken care of here, and then we're going to come in for whatever it's worth at this level 5 and whatever percentage it may turn out to be. We're going to take a look at the level 5 standard and the level 5 mastered Undead Elemental Power. Super excited about it. Hope you are too. I'll catch you back in just a few seconds. Hey everybody, want a Wiisdom? We are back. Got everything here taken care of at the level 5 interval. We're going to now take a look at the mastered attack damage numbers together, but first we will recap it for you. So, right now I have got, Tombstone Timber set up. As you can see, it's doing 41 to 62. It's what I've always used with Sir Skellington. It has a fantastic range. Again, even sending it way over there to the tree, the radius still was able to come in and take care of our training dummy. So, let's come in and we'll upgrade this bad boy. 1,500 apiece is going to be the price to master your elemental upgrades. To get all 4, you will need 6,000. We fortunately have that in the bank. Press B to hit your enemies with a tombstone attack. Oh, wow, we really need to get this for Sir Skellington, don't we? Unleashes Ancient Avenging Ghost. I cannot wait to see this one. This would be good for like a gunslinging cowboy, like an undead one type of a thing. Maybe like some sort of a bandit, right? Mind is flowing. Need more undead creation crystals. Oh, snap. So it's only 8 to 12. It's probably 4 to 5-ish. It looked like it was still 41 to 62. Okay, I was trying to get that to where it would only hit one of them. But 41 to 62. And then let's try to angle this away.
Undead.
Was it 4? I think it's more than 4. I think it's 6. No, it was 1. That was 4. I feel like you can have up to 6. 8 to 12, 6x via ghost. So, I'm wanting to say it's going to vary, but I feel like best case scenario you could have 6 active that attack. Now, do they string out 3 apiece? Or does each one get hit 6 times? I'm inclined to say that it looked like each one got hit roughly the same number of times. Obviously not that time, for whatever reason. And again there, so, you know, the Tombstone, let's just say it's going to vary. And in some cases, you'll have the ghost attack these guys equally. You know, like 4 or 5-ish. Sometimes it'll hit this one once and this one a whole bunch. Sometimes it'll hit this one once and this one a whole bunch. And I don't have the free time to sort through that mess, so we're going to go 41 to 62. Main damage staying the same. The Avenging Ghost 8 to 12, roughly 6 times if you get a perfect scenario, we'll say. Other reason I'm kind of in a hurry, it's 11 p.m. now, and I still need to do the Shotgun Farmer's Daily Challenge. And if it's like play 10 matches or something, that's going to take a while. Also, if you did not know, I stream that pretty much every night. Granted, here coming up with Christmas and stuff, I might be gone sometimes. But if internet is up and functional, I pretty much will be streaming Shotgun Farmer's Daily Challenges every single night on Twitch. Twitch.tv/OneOfWiisdom. I am a Twitch affiliate. So if you're like one of those Amazon Prime people, you can subscribe for free. Don't have to sit through ads. Whatever floats your boat. But let's move on to the important stuff here. And last laugh. This is actually pretty cool. I don't know that I would tie it in with a brawler per se. But say you're making an undead sorcerer, this would be a pretty fitting upgrade. It's kind of akin to some stuff Hex did back in the day, but press B to throw laughing skulls at your enemies. It's not super impressive damage-wise. That is so annoying. Every single time I back out, you get the 9 to 14 residual from the secret technique. So the impact is 18 to 24, and then it's 47 to 71 on the explosion. It's pretty good range, really. I haven't tested it. Even if the skull is unable to hit, you know, you still got the radius from the explosion, so keep that in mind. You can jump and throw it. You can spam it actually pretty good if that was what you wanted to do. You can have it all around you as well, so kind of depends on your playstyle. But let's master that bad boy, shall we? So upgrade mastered last laugh. Press B to throw laughing skulls that also increase your critical hit chance, which I could care less about, and damage output. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to do more than 18? I don't know. Well, let's wait for that to tick off again. No? Okay, so that's going to totally impact us for a pretty good length of time. Let's check that out. I'm going to say like roughly 9 seconds. What sucks, this is exactly the same. Okay, the skull doesn't do more on impact. The explosion doesn't do more. It's really not an explosion. That's kind of what I call it to simplify things. 9-second buff for critical hit percentage and increased damage. Now, am I going to really have to come in and do this? So first thing first, let's see if it impacts the skull. So we hit that guy. What are we doing? No. 94, where did that come from? Huh. That's not higher damage. Look, we're firing off 29s as our standard here. So you do get a better chance to do crits. Some of these numbers, where's the 106 even from? Half of 53. Well, that's not going to be it. That would be 26. That would be 80. What was that freaking? How are we getting 100 something? What? 106? I don't know where that's coming from because that ain't a number that would associate with this. Currently active are tertiary. Megaton Punch is doing 83. 166. Okay, that's like doubling our damage output. This default would be 83 to 125. You saw there the 166s. So I guess that's what this is doing. That's a pretty good gain, actually. It is more incentive to use that. For example, we did... But look, I mean, we had 5 hits there. The last one was critical. The first 4 weren't. I learned long ago in Skylanders, critical hit means virtually nothing to someone like myself. Give me armor, give me speed, I'll be happy. Give me critical hit, and I will laugh at you because I've done the math. I've logged this crud in spreadsheets. I know how infrequent it is, and yeah, it's a big deal if you go from 83 to 166, but truth be told, you can also do 83 2 times and have your 166, so... I'm just going to leave it at that. It does increased damage because, again, I'm in a bit of a time crunch. And that is not something that really makes a ton of sense. Let's try it one more time. Again, our primary here, we basically have 3 29s and a 53, so 29 to 44, 53 to 80. If we fire that off, now we have a 58 and a 106. So we're doubling our first number. 29 doubled is 58, and then 53, our uppercut standard doubled, is going to be the 106. Now, I've not seen 88, which is our critical, off of our primary 29 to 44, and I've not seen a 160, which would be the critical off of our uppercut crit. So we had the 58 again a couple of times, 106 to round out. Yeah, it's looking like it'll just sometimes double your primary number. So it's not seeming to do anything with the critical hits. And if it does, it's going to be so rare, it's not even going to be worth documenting. It's going to be like 1 in 100 type of a thing. So that's what I'm going to leave that one as. Again, if you ever look at the spreadsheet and you're like, that makes no sense, why didn't you elaborate on it? Check the video and you will see why. So that actually, you know, I'm still salty that it didn't increase the actual attack because I would have personally preferred that. But like Tombstone Timber got pretty good. It's unfortunate that didn't increase its standard form either, but I'm kind of excited about Soul Stealer. So press B to turn the souls of your enemies into health orbs. Now this is what's, I didn't select it. This is what's really cool. I've shown it to you, but I don't think you got to see the health orb thing happen, so we'll let that take care of itself. There's what it looks like. But check this out. If I stand within range of this guy, we pull his soul in, and we get plus 10. Here's the thing, though. Get 2 enemies, get 2 health orbs. It has been plus 10 since level 1. I don't think that's going to change. But picture yourself like low health, and you've got like a chompy spawner. Or, you know, garden variety enemies that you can take care of pretty easy. Fire that thing off, insta-kill them, and then tick, 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 tick. I don't know if the health is going to be proportional. Like if you kill a chompy, it's plus 1. If you kill a rat, it's plus 30. But I'm inclined to think it's going to be plus 10 because typically things like this don't register over here. You know, like I'd have to go to an arena or to the Undead Realm or something to test it out. Upstairs even, but it works here, so I'm gonna run with it, and I think that attack is actually pretty cool. Very good for the Undead Element, let's just say. So the Mastered Soul Stealer, press B to turn the souls of your enemies into health orbs. Collected orbs damage nearby enemies. This is gonna be good. So I'm assuming it's gonna stay the same too, though, which the 71 to 102 is actually believe it or not, the most potent singular attack we have, Tombstone Timber is 41 to 62, right? The Laughing Skull is 18 to 27. Granted, with the 47 to 71, 47 and 18 is still only 65. So numerically, this is in fact superior. Off phase 1 anyhow. So let's check this out. 71. Oh, what did that do? We got our plus 10. 21 damage. You gotta be kidding me. That is so cool. Alright, so I'm gonna copy and paste that. And then we'll come in here and semicolon. Orbs now damage enemies. 21, half of that's going to be 10.5, which will round up to 11, so we'll call it 21 to 32. Should you ever see a critical hit. Case in point, if I stand in the middle of these guys, plus 20 health for me, minus 42 health for those bozos. That's a good way to dominate, I think. So, if you're having trouble, like if you're dying a lot, you have limited Skylanders, this is something to seriously consider bartering in with your Undead Element Imaginators. So, we want to come in now and take a look at the final one, which is Contagion. It's kind of disappointing, like the yellow doesn't really work well for me, but then what happens after it I like the color scheme of. Press B to release a Contagion that spreads around your enemies. We kind of showcased this a little bit earlier, but let me show it. We'll wait for that again. There we go. If you're wondering the number of times that goes off, you've got the initial impact, which is 6 to 9, and then the Contagion, when it turns green, is 19 to 29, 7 times. And then how I described it is it can train to other enemies. And it's not like it hops here doing 19 and hops here and does 19 and comes back for 19. It's basically we introduced the sickness, the Contagion, to this guy, and he's getting hit up, and then it spreads to anyone in close proximity, and it impacts them exactly the same. It's not like it divides and conquers, it just destroys. And that's pretty cool. So, let's come in and master that. Mastered Contagion. Press B to release a Contagion that spreads around your enemies and summons a swarm of bug allies. Not sure how I feel about this. They look like fireflies, and fireflies don't seem evil. But we'll give it a go. Yeah. I don't know, man. That color... This color is too much like a life element or light element combination thing, like summon firefly friends, right? When you say undead, I want ghosts and ethereal colors and smoky grays, purples, like, you know, Slimer greens, not like this spring is in the meadow green we've got going on. But let's see what it does damage-wise. Oh, this is going to be hard to count, isn't it? So, I'm going to stand over here and hope that we get the Contagion to spread and make sure it's doing the same. If you don't get the Contagion early on, you don't get it at all. That's good to know. Alright. So I'm trying to get it. Okay, no surprise really. This is exactly the same as what it was. And then the sort of upgraded portion of it is the bug swarm is going to do 6 to 9 an unknown number of times. I might miss one here, but I'm going to stand at distance so we don't have the Contagion and too many numbers for me to keep track of. So keep in mind this could be, you know, 1 or 2 more, but I think it'll work. That was 11. Maybe if I point that way. That's what I was thinking, 12. Alright. And you know what? It's actually 9 to 14. Did I say that? No, I put 6 to 9. So, Bug Swarm is going to be 9 to 14, 12 times. So, All right, that is it. We have done our undead elemental powers, and let's recap them. What do we think of them? What will we use of them? Well, sticking solely to this, my least favorite is going to be Mastered Contagion. Now, if you were going to make like, say, take Double Trouble, you know, his gear here, and make like an Undead Witch Doctor, Contagion would totally work, and I would absolutely support it. I'm just going in general in my head when you say Undead Element, which of these do I think fits Undead, and which one do I think is the best? And I would say my least favorite, Mastered Contagion. Barring an instance where it's like, oh, that's perfect, like I just cited. Soul Stealer? Let's see. So, Last Laugh, I feel like is perfect for a sorcerer. It just makes a ton of sense there, in my opinion. Scrolling up here in the spreadsheet. Don't mind me. Let's see. I think it's great for the sorcerer. Maybe a knight. I guess if you wanted a projectile type of a thing. But then again, Tombstone is, and you've got pretty good range with Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer, I think I would assign with all certainty, and it would work good for a sorcerer too. But I think a Sentinel would work best with Soul Stealer. I could see a knight, sort of like a haunted or a cursed knight, haunted or a cursed bowslinger type of a thing, having that. Tombstone Timber, I would for sure give that to a quick shot, possibly to a bowslinger, probably to a bazooker. I can't fathom making any more ninjas because I hate the aesthetic, so I don't even consider them anymore. Swashbuckler, you know, I would almost tie that in with Last Laugh, Soul Stealer, or Contagion, probably in that order, for a swashbuckler. Smasher, the Tombstone smashes, it makes a lot of sense. Could really see any with that. But just if I had to, again, perfect scenario for me, okay. The Tombstone Timber, I think, would be perfect for like an undead cowboy, gunslinger, bandit type of a setup. Because, of course, I think of Tombstone, Arizona. Plays in pretty good. Again, you could set it up with a knight. The background story you could adjust. Last Laugh, perfect for a sorcerer, in my opinion. Soul Stealer, absolutely perfect for a sentinel, in my opinion. Contagion, you know, you'd have to have the right thing. But I would have to say I'm so fond of Tombstone Timber just because I've used it so much with Sir Skellington. I'd still rate Contagion number 4. Last Laugh for me would probably be... I think I'd put it number 3, honestly. Just because it's pretty cool, and the damage, you've got to factor that in, but it doesn't quite do what I would like it to do. You know what I mean? So I think I would then put Soul Stealer 2 and Tombstone Timber 1. If I had to rate this as the most undead, right, classic undead, it would be Soul Stealer number 1, Tombstone Timber because of the ghosts number 2, this number 3, and Contagion number 4. Again, Contagion, I might have personally done something different, but that's just me. So the bottom line, though, is I actually like the Undead Elemental Powers, and I've got lots of ideas in my head. And the Undead Cowboy, I'm sort of digging that vibe right now. I'm thinking we might need to make one. That'd be an interesting pairing. I bet most people didn't sort of come up with that. I wonder if you could get like a a really pale, ghostly, sickly looking skin tone going on, that would be pretty sweet. I've got some ideas running through my head, but the bottom line, like I said, I kind of like all these. Sort of what I expected with the Undead element. I've got a lot of Undead crystals. I bought another Undead crystal because I like it so much, and that is good to go. So, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the Undead Elemental Powers? Which ones do you prefer and why? If you can explain, have you had this happen where you take an Imaginator and you have it here and you take the gear off and you've got it set up for, say, Boxer, Soul Stealer, Dashing Uppercut? Those are your 3 attacks. And then you go into a level, or you go into the battle mode, or you go into the Undead Realm to grind Imaginite, and it reverts back to what you... It's not like he reverts back to bare form like this with no gear. He reverts back when I take the gear off manually. I don't know why. And then if I left him with Soul Stealer and Knockout Clap, he reverts back to Dashing Uppercut, and Tombstone Timber, which I can't explain at all. And again, the attacks, the numbers were a little bit different, so I'm not sure what's going on, but hey, I did my best here to document it. That's what matters. That's what we're trying to do in Skylanders research. Hopefully you learned a little something. Hopefully you had a good time. Again, if you're curious about seeing Harambe being created, you can find it on my nephew's channel. If I remember, I'll try to put a link down below. But that is, so far he's only made that one. And again, like I said, that was way back last year whenever Imaginators first came out. But it is currently 11:19 p.m. I'm itching to go play my daily shotgun farmers on Twitch, and I really need to do that in case it's a long, involved one, like play 10 matches, per se. So I'm going to sign out here, go get that going. And like I said, let me know if you have any ideas on the Tech Brawler issue, or if you have any ideas on why Harambe constantly has his gear taken off and then puts it back on, or why Harambe has his moveset adjusted and then reverts back to what he had. I can't explain it. It makes no sense to me. But hey, we're doing the best we can and having a good time while we do it. So it'll be very cumbersome. Cue the 7 Mary 3. But I guess what I'll do for the Tech Brawler is come into this same save file where I have the matching stats to our original Brawlers from the Air and Earth elements, our first 2 that we came into research. And I guess I'll just take it from there, as opposed to having the elevated stats on my, main save file. And so that's probably what you'll see next. And then that'll be the Thursday video, assuming nothing crazy happens. And then Saturday, it's always hard for me to predict the future in my life, but Friday night or maybe Saturday night, I might go ahead and just stream the final battle. We might take on Chaos. And then once we've done that, then the following week I could do the Sentinel upgrades. And then I guess we can move on to the Cursed Tiki Temple. So on an upgrade Chaos as well. We need some stuff for him in there. So that might be what we do. So make sure you're following me on Twitch. If you're not following me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, because I will always tweet before I go live, regardless of where I'm streaming. But I think that's what we might do. So again, Shotgun Farmers, I'm streaming that pretty much daily. Granted, it's usually pretty late at night. And then, like I said, Imaginators Chaos Battle. We might knock that out this weekend, so be on the lookout for that. But that said, big thanks to my nephew for creating Harambe here. He came in handy for me. Hopefully he doesn't mind me using him. I can't imagine he would, because now he's level 5 instead of level 1. But I'm going to quit rambling. SkylanderClub.com is a forum. I'll be posting all these spreadsheets there pretty soon. And until next time, I'll catch you back for another thrilling installment of Skylanders Research. Adios.